When you start your new Prezi, you're going to start with essentially a blank screen, and there are a couple of features that you're going to want to be aware of. The first is the zoom feature on the right-hand side of the screen. You can click plus, which will zoom in. You can click minus, which will zoom out. If you have a third button or wheel on your mouse, you can roll that wheel away from you to zoom in, or roll that wheel toward you to zoom out. You'll notice when you click on the text, double click, you are brought up to a text edit feature, sample for new teachers. You can add to the text, you can extend it as long as you want. You can also auto update the font based on certain presets that are provided within the Prezi. If you single click, you get your circular edit window. There are a couple of features related to this. The pencil, which is in the lower right, is the edit. If you want to delete, you have your trash can on the lower left. You have the similar plus and minus, which automatically changes the size of your text by a preset amount as determined by Prezi. If you want an additional amount of control over the size of the text, you can click on this blue circle. By dragging it towards the outside of the circle, once you've clicked on it, you can blow up the size of the text. By dragging closely to the inside, you can shrink the size of the text to be exceptionally small. Now, once you've done that, you'll notice that it's hard to see anything, but if you zoom in, you can actually make that sample size absolutely huge. And that's one of the major features of Prezi, is the zoom. Because what it does is it takes one large picture, and by zooming in on different parts of that picture at different times, shows it to the audience as if it's a PowerPoint presentation, when in fact, all it's doing is showing different pieces of a static image at different times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple of these for you real quick so we can show you some pathing. We'll go with sample, and we'll go with sample again. And we'll add, just so you can clearly see the difference between the samples, a number at the end. So pathing is how you actually view your presentation. If you click on path, you click on any feature, whether it's text or an image or a video, in order to add it to your path. By clicking there, you'll see a 2 pops up. I don't know why it has 1 somewhere already. Let's see, where's my 1? Oop, doo, 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 doo. Okay, so it's auto added my 1. We'll figure out where that is in a minute. And it's popped up with a 2 as the second thing that will be shown. Then you get your 3, 4, and 5. The numbers that appear will be the order in which you actually see it during the presentation, and it will pop up along the bottom as if it is a slideshow. So when you click show, you'll see, okay, so it has a broad shot of the entire thing as part 1. Ooh. And then we zoom, and then we zoom, and you get the idea. So we'll end our show. You've seen basically what pathing can do. The interesting thing about pathing is that, especially if you're talking about a regular level class versus an honors level class, if you have additional information that you feel like you want to cover with an honors class, but you don't want to have to worry about covering with your regular level class, simply changing the pathing can immediately update the presentation without you having to add or delete slides, without you having to have a separate presentation. You can alter half of the presentation for your honors class, and it can all be in the exact same place. And you just change the pathing, and it won't even show your other class what it is that you're choosing to show with the honors kids, if you so choose. So if you want to spice it up a little bit, you can click on Colors and Fonts. You can choose from any of the preset themes. We can choose Loud, and it auto updates everything on the Prezi to match that. You can also go to Theme Wizard if you don't like any of the preset themes, at which point you can choose your own background color, you can choose your own title fonts, and your own title colors as well. Um, what you hopefully notice is that it automatically updates those as you scroll through and make your choices, so that you can decide long before you have to actually click that you're finished whether or not you like the way a particular font, color, or scheme is working out. If you decide that you like it, ultimately, you've chosen everything that you want to choose. You can click Done when you get to the final screen. If you don't like a particular option, when you get to the end, maybe you decided you really like that red circle, but it doesn't match the purple, so you want to go back and change the background. You can click back until you get to a new background color, or if you decide you want to scrap the whole thing, you can just click Cancel, and it will take you back here. If at any point you decide that you don't like the theme that you've been working with for a while and you want to revert to the original, there is a wonderful little button called Original Theme, which will restore you to the default. Personally, I don't think it's very colorful, but if it suits your needs, or if you really want to just start from scratch and look at your information instead of worrying about the colors, that might be a nice way to go. If you decide that you want to really get fancy and you want to insert pictures, which is always welcome, you want to insert a YouTube video, or if you want to insert a PDF, um, this is the place to go. For the YouTube video, all you need is the URL for the YouTube video, and obviously for an image, you have to actually have the file saved on your computer, the same with a PDF. This is also where you go if you want to add your arrows, if you want to add a rectangle, if you want to highlight something. All of these features are found under the Insert button. Framing is an interesting tool in that it visually allows you to clump certain things together, but also allows you, when you select to frame something, to move all of it at once just by dragging the frame. So if you have multiple items that you want to move around all together, whether it's an image, a video, you have basically a caption box, framing will allow you to do that. So, that has been an introduction to Prezi. I hope you have learned something. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask myself or the school librarian, and we will do our best to assist you.